Good morning, real estate rehab. All right, we got another day working on the gate here early, but my welder cart broke. I got this little 2x4 holding it up. This little, I don't know, cheap crap. Look at this crap. My wheel just popped off. You see all the little ball bearings. I was just wheeling it inside the shop. But we got to bring it back to the back driveway. Switch the plug on it, run it off 120, 110, whatever it is. So I'm gonna, got this little pallet right here. I'm just gonna jerry rig a quick little welder mobile cart thing up on that. That way I can move the welder around with my tractor a little easier. Because that thing is heavy. I don't care how portable they say it is, it's heavy. So I'm gonna knock that out real quick. And then I guess eventually I'll have to build a new welding cart because anything you buy off the shelf is crap. So I'm gonna knock out a quick welding pallet real quick so I can move it around, and then we're gonna go start mocking up some hinges for the doors or the gates back on the post. They come out really good. I'll show you guys here in a minute, and we'll get to it. All right, let's do it. Alright, we made that all out of scrap wood. So that's why you just saw me grabbing random pieces on the ground. But it'll work. It'll hold the welder, the tank, and then I just extra scrap wood. Do a little box together for random crap. But I was about to go pick it up with the tractor, make sure it's all balanced level. And the bane of my existence, this tire. Valve stem came out. I don't know if you can see it. Let me try and pop that back in, blow the tire back up. It's like the 4th time. All right. All right, we got that fixed. I put a little trouble there. I broke my spare valve stem, so I bought ones with metal tubes inside, the brass tubes. Just ran to the parts store, got them real quick. Worked out better. And then I had some trouble with the bead. I couldn't get the bead to seat, so I put that ratchet strap around it, sort of spread the tire out. But anyway, there it is. Scrap wood welding transporter. The forks fit end to end. It'll be a good temporary get by to get it around from the back driveway to the shop to I guess wherever I need it, back of the truck, whatever. You know, we'll see I tend to make these things from scrap material and for like a one-time use, and then I keep them for a lot longer. That's how it goes. But anyway, let's get work on the gate now. All right, guys, we got these all cleaned up. I got my first brick layer right there, so cinder blocks are going to go up. I determined they're going to go up this tall. That's 10 layers dry stacked. They're going to be slushed with concrete with rebar going down through them. That's what the rebar through the foundation was for, to tie it all together. It's not structural, way overkill still. But we are going to, Harley, get back up here. She thinks she can just run out there to the road. As soon as I get in the camera, she does that. She will never do that off the camera. But anyway, so that's 40 brick cinder blocks right there. I got like 38 sprinkled out through here, or 36, and then I got 4 more up at the shop. Probably gonna tackle that tomorrow, but I'll throw a time lapse in of that. And then these are gonna get faced with brick that are going to match the house to the best of my ability. So tomorrow we're gonna lay some cinder block, might slush it, we'll see, and we're gonna start building the gates as well. So pack day tomorrow. I'm gonna clean up a little today. I reached my max recording. I think my phone is just about out of storage. Probably should move stuff off. But yeah, I'm gonna clean up for today, and then we'll pick back up tomorrow on the gate. I've been working on other stuff too, but gate will be tomorrow. So let's do it. All right, guys, I lied. I knocked it out today. There it is. There it is. They're both 10 high. I gotta see how they are leveled against each other, but the final level is gonna be actually the brick on the outside. These are just more there just to be, I guess, the center. I don't know why they're there. I had the brick, or the cinder block. So they're there. I am gonna bolt the post to them. So there's that. But anyway, I got 2 more seconds before I run out of memory. All right, good morning, guys. We are getting our gate built here. I got 1 gate post there, the other there. So they are plumb to the 4x4s here. I spaced them up with this, which is a board I planed down to be the correct size that the hinges would gap. And then clamping it there, plumbed it all up. They're both being spaced off the ground with the same spacer. So a 1x over there, 1x over here. I was checking to see if they're level. They're not, but we're going to just do an even gap across the bottom, and they're going to be sort of parallelogrammed gates. Got the welder up here. Got a new 15 amp extension cord. So we're going to hook this up to 110, change the plug on it, and then we're going to tack weld these hinges on and see if they turn together. So let's get to it. All right, guys. The it struggles with that thicker material on 110. It's not meant for it. So it's all boogered up, but it's holding it. You can see that big old booger. This needs to hold it though. It just could not so it's holding them in place though, so I'll bring it back up to the shop carefully and finish welding them off the 230. I guess I should have showed here it is. Whoop. Whoop. Look at that. Rotates. I mean, I'm not putting any force in it. It's not greased up or anything, but that would have been funny if the weld broke right there. Here's the other one. Opens outward, so that's the out. That's closed. That would be open. There you go. Let's go weld them up. All right, guys. So I ain't no welder. Let me just put that there. But look at the difference between welding with 110 up here, or 115, 230, whatever. I don't know what it is. Don't judge me. But I mean, that's fine, dude. There. There's a little bit of spatter. Like I said, I ain't no welder, but man, that I just could not get it to melt. You see how thick it is. That 110 just can't. It can't weld that. But so those are all. They're not finished welded, but they're not going to break now. There's both of them. So now I got these 1x1, 2. There's 2 in there. Cut to span a distance between these two. And you see I cleaned up some spots to weld them to. I'm going to weld them together now. And then I think I'm going to build the whole gate up at the shop and do it this way. I don't know if it's going to work, but that's sort of what's going through my head right now. So I'm going to go ahead and clamp those on there, weld them, because that way I know they're pointed towards each other at that point. It doesn't really matter that much because the openers have adjustment, but this is going to help me make sure that they line up with each other in the middle. So the tops line up, the bottoms line up. So I don't know, that's my thought. I guess she wants that bush. All right, let's get to it. All right, guys, we got two gates. Well, two frames. There they are. Don't zoom in on my welding. I'm not a welder. The gap come out pretty good. The height difference is, you know, pretty close. I'm gonna grind those welds down. Don't judge me. It was rough. Some of those gaps were, whew. But here you go. Go ahead and open it up. Oh. Open. See if that'll stay. All right. There you go. I think they open further than that, but I gotta grind some welds down. So the hinges were actually too far up. So the gate was originally dragging on the driveway because it's got such a crown in it. So, you know, measure once, you know, cut and re-weld twice, something like that. So I welded a rod from this one to that one, and then welded like a jig that came out here and then sat flat on here, and then cut the hinge off and shifted it down an inch. So the gate sat up an inch on both sides. And you saw the tops of them there. They come out pretty close to perfect. So it was not fun to do that. One of the hinges didn't weld good enough because I didn't change the settings of my welder, and it popped off, and I guessed. But came out looking pretty good. So we will, there they are. Now I have to weld the hinges completely on. They're just tacked on now to make sure, because I wanted to verify this time. And then I need to put some metal brackets up here that go into the cinder block before I slush them with concrete. I did not get nearly as far as I wanted to today, which is unfortunate. But here we are. That welding, I always forget how much welding, grinding. One of these days I'm going to buy a bandsaw, a horizontal bandsaw, because I hate grind using a cutoff wheel to make 45s to butt the ends together, because I'm terrible at it. But it worked out. They're strong. Not going to hang off the end of one yet because the hinges aren't welded on completely. But we got a gate, so let's move on to the next step. All right, guys, we got the welding done there to the best of my welder's ability. It is way too thick for what that 115 settings are rated for, but it'll stick. We got that welded there. They're welded to each other on each side, and then same thing over here. And actually, let's go to this side. So I left the bolt hanging down a little, or hanging out, so when I slush it, the concrete's going to grab onto that. So, well, that's not going anywhere. Yeah. All right, we're about done for the day. Not much more I can do today. So I'll get ready to slush the concrete in that corner sometime this week. I don't know when this video is going to end. I feel like I need to make it into 2 parts.
Like, this was all the prep work, and now we're going to do finish work. So stay tuned for part 2. I will get it out as quick as possible. Hopefully have this done in another week or 2. I've never laid brick before, so that's going to be new. But stay tuned, see how it turns out. See ya.